achieved here?
Well, I think this is the biggest scientific discovery in my lifetime, and it stands with the great scientific discoveries of all time, discoveries like the discovery of the electron, the discovery of atoms. And the reason is that this is genuinely fundamental.
What if I told you that a quantum computer just ran an experiment so advanced that even the scientists who built it don't fully understand what they created? A system so powerful, it pushed the very limits of known physics, producing results that weren't just unexpected, but impossible to explain with our current understanding of reality. Something happened inside that machine, something so strange, so unexplainable, that some physicists fear we may have accidentally activated what's now being called the God particle plug-in, a function within an advanced quantum system that, if certain theories are correct, may have directly interacted with one of the most fundamental forces in the universe. And here's where it gets terrifying. This isn't some wild internet conspiracy. This anomaly wasn't just detected, it was recorded, measured, and verified by researchers in real time. The data they recovered wasn't just unusual, it was impossible under the laws of physics as we know them. Some now believe that this quantum experiment may have tapped into something far bigger than a mere computational breakthrough. It may have manipulated the Higgs field itself, the invisible force that gives mass to everything in the universe. If that's true, this discovery isn't just another step in quantum research. It's a turning point in human history, one that could change the way we understand the very fabric of existence. Because if quantum systems are now capable of altering the Higgs field, then we are no longer just observing reality. We're interacting with it on a level we've never seen before. But what exactly did this quantum system do? Did it uncover a new quantum effect, an undiscovered force of nature, or something far more dangerous? Could this experiment have accidentally triggered an event that we don't yet have the capacity to control? Before we answer those questions, we need to talk about what the God particle plug-in actually is, and why some scientists have been warning about its activation for years. The term God particle refers to the Higgs boson, a tiny yet fundamental subatomic particle that plays one of the most crucial roles in the universe. It is the reason everything around us has mass. Without it, atoms wouldn't form, planets wouldn't exist, and the universe as we know it would be nothing but a chaotic sea of massless energy. First theorized in the 1960s, the Higgs boson remained a scientific mystery for decades, until 2012, when scientists at CERN's Large Hadron Collider finally confirmed its existence. The discovery reshaped modern physics, proving that the Higgs field, the invisible force that interacts with particles to give them mass, is real. But while this answered one of the biggest questions in physics, it raised even more. How does the Higgs boson interact with other quantum forces? Could it be manipulated? And if so, what would happen? Some theorists have warned that tinkering with the Higgs field at a quantum level could unlock entirely new realms of physics, some of which could be catastrophic. They argue that small disruptions in the Higgs field might create unpredictable shifts in mass, alter energy states, or even cause microscopic tears in space-time. The problem? We simply don't know because our understanding of this field is still in its infancy. And this is where the God particle plug-in comes in. This isn't just another physics experiment. It's an advanced quantum computing function designed to do something that was previously impossible: simulate and analyze Higgs field interactions in real time. The ultimate goal? To unlock deeper secrets of mass, gravity, and even the very fabric of space-time itself. But here's where things get deeply unsettling. Quantum computers don't just simulate physics. Unlike traditional supercomputers, which rely on classical calculations, quantum systems can interact with the underlying laws of the universe. They process information using quantum states, meaning they function at the very edge of physical reality itself. If this plug-in was truly activated inside one of the world's most advanced quantum systems, it may have done something far beyond what anyone expected. It may not have just modeled Higgs field interactions, it may have altered them. And that leads us to the most critical question of all. What exactly did scientists detect inside the quantum system? Because whatever happened inside that machine wasn't just unusual, it was something so inexplicable that even the researchers who built the system can't explain it. Some now believe that this experiment may have triggered an event that extends beyond mathematics and theory into something far more dangerous. It began as just another routine quantum AI experiment, one of countless tests conducted in the race toward quantum supremacy. These ultra-powerful systems are designed to push beyond the limits of classical computing, solving complex problems that would take even the fastest supercomputers centuries to complete. But during one particular test, something happened that no one expected. Instead of returning the predicted results, the quantum system produced data that completely defied all known mathematical models. It wasn't just an error or an unusual calculation. It was something that simply shouldn't have been possible. The numbers didn't add up. The behavior of the system didn't match any established laws of physics, and even more unsettling, the results seemed to be influenced by an external force, one that was never part of the system's programming or algorithms. At first, the research team assumed it was a simple malfunction, perhaps a hardware glitch, a calibration error, or even interference from background radiation. These were the rational explanations. But when they reran the experiment multiple times under tightly controlled conditions, they got the same result again and again. Whatever had happened inside that quantum processor wasn't a fluke. It was real. That's when the theories began. Some physicists now believe that this quantum system may have interacted with an unknown force, something that exists outside of our current understanding of physics. Others suggest it could be a radical case of quantum entanglement, a scenario where particles become so deeply interconnected that their behavior seems to defy reality itself. But there's an even darker possibility. A small but growing number of experts fear that this anomaly wasn't just a random occurrence. They believe that by activating the God particle plugin, researchers may have accidentally triggered an event, one that extends far beyond human comprehension. And here's where things take a deeply unsettling turn. For decades, some of the world's most brilliant minds have warned that quantum computing could lead to consequences we don't fully understand. Renowned physicists like Brian Cox and Michio Kaku have been vocal about the risks of pushing quantum systems beyond their theoretical limits, especially as they begin to interact with forces that have remained largely unexplored. Brian Cox has specifically cautioned that certain high-energy quantum experiments might create unpredictable energy fluctuations, distortions that could ripple through the very fabric of space-time. He argues that when quantum particles begin behaving in ways that contradict traditional physics, the results could be impossible to control. If a quantum system were to interact with something as fundamental as the Higgs field, the force responsible for mass itself, the consequences wouldn't just affect the lab, they could alter reality itself. Michio Kaku has taken this concern even further. He has suggested that as quantum computers grow more powerful, they could reach a point where they no longer just process information, they could actually shape it. If quantum systems begin altering the Higgs field, Kaku warns, they might be doing far more than running calculations. They might be actively reshaping the structure of space and time itself. If these fears are correct, then this anomaly may not just be a scientific curiosity. It could be the first real sign that quantum computing is no longer just a tool for modeling reality. It may now be directly manipulating the fundamental laws of the universe. And the scariest part? We may have already crossed the threshold without realizing what we've done. Quantum computers are unlike anything humanity has ever created. Unlike classical computers, which process information in a simple binary fashion, ones and zeros, quantum computers operate in a realm where the traditional rules of logic no longer apply. They harness the bizarre and counterintuitive properties of quantum superposition and entanglement, allowing them to perform calculations across multiple possible states simultaneously. This means they aren't just running through different possibilities one by one. They are, in a very real sense, existing in multiple realities at the same time. But what if that's not all they're doing? What if quantum computers aren't just simulating reality, but actually interacting with it? If the God particle plugin is truly manipulating the Higgs field, even at a microscopic level, the consequences could be more profound than anyone has predicted. The Higgs field is the invisible force responsible for giving mass to all matter in the universe. If that field is altered in any way, even slightly, the very structure of reality could begin to shift. Some physicists have warned that such tampering could cause fluctuations in fundamental physical constants, values we've always assumed were fixed and unchanging. Things like the speed of light, the charge of an electron, the gravitational constant, even the passage of time itself. These are the bedrock principles of physics, the rules that govern everything. But what if they aren't truly fixed? What if the laws of reality are more malleable than we ever imagined? And what if these changes aren't just theoretical? What if they've already started happening? For years, people across the world have reported experiencing what's known as the Mandela effect. Memories that don't match recorded history. Entire groups of people recall events that supposedly never happened, while others notice subtle but disturbing changes in familiar things. Famous movie lines sound different from what people remember. Corporate logos appear to have changed overnight. Entire historical events seem to have been rewritten. Take the classic Star Wars line, "Luke, I am your father." Except, that's not what Darth Vader actually says. The recorded version is, "No, I am your father." People swear it was different, but recorded history insists otherwise. Then there's the famous childhood book series, The Berenstain Bears. Or is it The Berenstein Bears? Entire generations grew up believing it was spelled with an E, but every copy in existence now shows it as Berenstain. While skeptics dismiss these as simple cases of misremembering, others aren't so sure. Some theorists suggest that these memory shifts could be more than just psychology, that they might be the byproduct of a deeper, quantum-level distortion. If quantum computers are interacting with the Higgs field, even in subtle ways, could they be unknowingly altering reality itself? Could they be generating ripple effects, small distortions that lead to inconsistencies in time, matter, and perception? Could the Mandela effect be the first sign that quantum systems are already changing the world around us? Quantum computing isn't just a scientific breakthrough, it's the next great arms race. The world's most powerful nations are pouring billions into quantum research, each hoping to gain an edge in computing power, the ability to break classical encryption and dominate global cybersecurity cryptography, creating unhackable quantum networks for top-secret military and intelligence communication, artificial intelligence, supercharging AI to unprecedented levels of intelligence, warfare, developing technology that could change the nature of global conflicts. The United States, China, Russia, and the European Union are locked in a quiet but intense battle for what's called quantum supremacy, the moment when a quantum computer becomes more powerful than any classical supercomputer on Earth. But here's the part no one talks about. Much of this research is classified. If governments or private research labs have detected anomalies, glitches in physics that suggest quantum computers are affecting reality itself, would they ever admit it? Or would they suppress the information under the guise of national security? If a quantum system truly has the ability to manipulate physical laws, alter the Higgs field, or even distort time and space, it wouldn't just be a technological advantage. It would be the most dangerous weapon ever created. And if such a discovery had already been made, would we ever be allowed to know? Scientists are now grappling with one of the most profound questions in modern physics. Was this anomaly just an isolated glitch, or have we unknowingly crossed a threshold into a new reality? If quantum computers are already interacting with the fundamental forces that shape our universe, the implications could be beyond anything we've imagined. Quantum AI has already demonstrated computational power that outpaces anything seen before. These machines are solving problems that would take classical supercomputers thousands of years. But what if their potential goes far beyond mere calculations? What if they're tapping into the very fabric of reality? For decades, physicists have theorized that space, time, and matter are governed by hidden layers of quantum interactions, forces we barely understand. If quantum computing has reached a level where it's directly influencing something as fundamental as the Higgs field, we may be on the edge of a discovery so groundbreaking that it could redefine the laws of physics as we know them. But this raises an unsettling question. Are we on the verge of unlocking the next great breakthrough in science? Or are we playing with forces we are not yet ready to control? Some researchers argue that we are witnessing the dawn of an entirely new scientific era, one where quantum computing doesn't just simulate reality, but actively participates in shaping it. They believe this could lead to unprecedented advancements, new forms of energy, gravity manipulation, and even an understanding of higher dimensions. But others are more cautious. They warn that we may be accelerating toward uncharted territory without fully understanding the consequences. If quantum systems can affect the Higgs field, what else could they be modifying? Could small changes in quantum interactions ripple outward, subtly altering physical constants? Could this explain the strange anomalies scientists have been observing, not just in experiments, but potentially in the world around us? If we continue pushing the boundaries of quantum experimentation, we may finally uncover answers to some of the biggest mysteries in the universe. But we may also find ourselves confronting questions we never expected, questions about the very nature of existence itself. What do you think? Are we witnessing the first real evidence that quantum computers are influencing reality? Or is this just a strange anomaly being blown out of proportion? Could we be standing at the edge of the next great scientific revolution? Or are we tampering with forces we don't fully understand? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love exploring mind-bending discoveries like this, make sure to subscribe. We bring you the biggest breakthroughs in physics, quantum computing, and space exploration every week. Stay curious, because the future may be far stranger than we ever imagined.